Yes, so good afternoon to all the participants today who are here for today's webinar. I would like to request Dr. Anita Jovi who's the speaker for today's webinar. Ma'am, could we please start the webinar? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ganesh, I'll start it.
Yes.
So, warm welcome to all of y'all who have joined in to attend today's session on career opportunities in biotechnology. And I hope all of y'all are safe and all your family members are also safe. So, I would start. Start sharing my screen. Then we'll go into the details of it. So, welcome again to career opportunities in biotechnology. And I would first begin by showing you all this career tree that is there. So I'm pretty sure that, by now, majority of you all must have decided the path that you wish to take, the options that you all have in hand, as well as most of you all, at least from your school times, must have decided that, okay, I would like to go in for this particular profession. And if not, then now is the right time that all of y'all decide what is it that exactly y'all would like to pursue ahead in terms of your career. And before y'all start with it, there are these 4 questions that you need to answer yourselves. The first one is the what. So basically, it means what is it that is of your interest. For some of you it might be interesting to get a Nobel Prize award, but at the same time, for some of you, you might have thought of having a startup of your own. For some of you, you all might have thought of having a big industry set up, or having your own business stream in terms of money. So that is what the first thing that you all need to decide: what is it that you wish to do? And then you answer the why. Why is it that you have decided to choose that particular field? What is the future prospects? Because it's very important to also understand what is it that is there in demand in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years, the upcoming field. Because if you try to choose something which has been outdated, it would be very difficult. Presently it may be in line, but then later on, after 5 to 10 years, it would be very difficult for you all to get a job in it. So that why is very important. Why is it? What is the future scope? And what is it that is interesting in that, because of which I would like to go into it? So the what and the why are the main questions that you all need to answer by your own self, taking into the field of interest that you would like to pursue. Then, after these 2 questions have been answered, you move on to the how. So, how is it and how do you get into that particular field? Should I be pursuing a BTech for it? Should I be pursuing a BSc for it? Should I be pursuing a higher degree like a MTech or a PhD or a postdoc? That is what you need to answer when you are answering your how, because that will help you streamline many things in life. If you are interested in becoming a professor, so you know that in a professor's career, you'll have to go with a UG, PG, and a PhD degree. In case you would like to see yourself as a startup company, you can go about with it with only a post graduation degree, or even with a graduation degree and maybe an additional diploma or an MBA. So once you have answered the how, you next need to move on to where. So where is it that you would like to do it? Is it going to be a college? Is it going to be a university? And is it going to be a foreign university? Is it that you're going to do you plan to do your undergraduate in Indian university, and then your postgraduate in international university? So that is again the where that you need to answer. So now that you know the what, why, how, and where, and if you all have not yet decided, I would advise you all that you decide this first thing. Now that most of you all have come in to look on for career opportunities in biotechnology, so I would like to start by giving you all a little bit insight onto what is it in biotechnology that you would like to see with it. I would like take you to the various options that are there at Amity, as well as the other options that are there, and generating the final career tree that is there. So let's start with what is biotechnology. This, I'm pretty sure most of you all, from your 12th standard, you all must have understood the basic definition of biotechnology, wherein it means to use the living cells and you get your desired product. So this is just a basic definitions. There are more additions into this with the additional streams that are being coming up, but then this is the general definition. So it is mostly a kind of an applied field. And it all started with the introduction of insulin in the market somewhere around 1982, wherein you had the company Gentech as well as the Eli Lilly, who was involved in the development of insulin. And with this, which was through a biotechnological process, there was a surge in the market for having more such biotechnological products, and also to have people in the market who had the skills to make up these products. So after this, there were several courses in biotechnology that was introduced. And today, in this pandemic era that we are in, where biotechnology has touched the lives of each and every person. So we know the actual link between coronavirus and biotechnologies is something which everyone would definitely understand, wherein we have been involved in detection, in the treatment facilities, as well as with the vaccine facilities. So these are some of the applications in the field of medical biotechnology. Apart from medical biotechnology, there are several other applications involved in terms of agricultural biotechnology, the field of industrial biotechnology with alcohol production, the new ways in which you can enhance the production of any particular enzyme. Even in case of food biotechnology, we do come across several ads and videos that are related to vegan milk and vegan meat, the functional and the nutraceutical market, which has taken a surge today because of the advent of this pandemic. So all these are some of the fields in biotechnology. Apart from these, there are several other fields which have been coming up depending on the need of the hour. Now, beginning with, where do you go post your 12th? I believe some of you might be from your UG and some of you might be from your PG. So generally, this is a kind of a fixed plan that you have. So you can either do your BSc, you can do your BTech, you can do an integrated MTech and a BTech degree, which would be in fields of specialization like biotechnology, bioinformatics, or else more specified fields related to food biotech, to genetic engineering. So this is your undergraduate courses that are generally there in all the universities, most of these universities. After this, you can directly jump in for a job, but then the market value generally is quite less in terms of the salary that is generally placed in. So that is the reason why many of them will, after your UG, either go for a higher study, which includes your specific studies related to the field itself, wherein you can have your MSc, your MTech. If it is an integrated BTech dual degree that you have done, you can move on to a PhD, or else to have a MBA or a diploma, after which if you go for a job, you have a higher market value. In some cases, wherein if a student is interested more towards research or inclined more towards research, you can again go in for higher studies, which includes a PhD in your specific research area, and further for your postdoctoral research, which again can be in India or in any other foreign institutes. So generally, we have several Indian government institutes as well as private institutes, which offer all these courses right from your BSc, BTech, MSc, MTech, MSc, MTech, as well as your PhD and the postdoc, for which you have to generally appear for an entrance exam. In some cases, you will have just an interview that you have to clear. In some cases, especially for your PG degrees, they will also ask you for a GATE score, or else you can also go and pursue your MS after your BTech degree. That is a 4-year educational course, you can go in for MS, which generally we have seen students pursue it in Europe and US. But again, today we have Australia, we have New Zealand, all these places also which have been opening up and wherein students are being taken in. Then again, the PhD, your PhD as well as your postdoctoral can be done in the same Indian institutes, which can be a government or a private institute, or else you can also go in for an international university with fellowships. Mostly for the master's and the PhD program, which you need to do in an international university, they specify to have you qualified in some of these language exams like your GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, GMAT. So you can opt depending on the country of specialization that you wish to go for. You can opt for any of these. So these are the possible career roles that you can see yourself after you have done your UG and your PG, which includes an academic role, anything in a research role, anything in a pharma industry, or any other research industries. Some of these names we have now become very familiar with because of the pandemic situation. You can even go in for an administrative sector, wherein you can go in for sales office jobs or a managerial level jobs, or else an hospital management course. Thereafter, you can also have a startup of your own, because generally now in India, we have got the government putting in lots of fund for startup. That is the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme that they have, wherein they are asking majority of us to have in your startup. This is something which is seen very commonly in the US. So that is what they are trying to build up in India also. You can even go in for a freelance job, wherein if you have achieved a particular specialization, you can be a consultant or a service provider for them, or else anything in communication. So again, this is another field which has come up. Again, we have several LinkedIn videos that we generally get, wherein these content is being developed by some of the students who are aware of this. So according to your specialization, if it is biotechnology, you all are taken in for an editorial post or a content writer post. We even have bloggers. So some of them after biotechnology, they like to go in for a diversity level of study, wherein they go and explore several places and again have their own blogs that are written. Now, for all these career roles that I just described, there are some essential qualifications that you all need to have. So before joining in, it is important that you all just go through the fields in which, so if you have decided that okay, I would like to be a scientist, just check on for the ads that are generally coming up in LinkedIn or in Facebook, that what are the qualifications that are necessary for getting into this job. Is it just an educational qualification in terms of knowledge, or they asking any other technical and non-technical qualification? And even today, they, in some of the ads, I have seen them asking about the ability to work in a team, the ethical aspects, which includes your behavioral and the values that are there. So you can say that these are the four major things that you need to have for any of these jobs. It's not like for a particular field, but for any of these roles that we just saw, these are the four major qualities that generally a recruiter looks into. So now moving on to Amity University, how is it that Amity can nourish you to get there? So the courses that are there in our university, the other co-curricular and the extracurricular activities that are there in our university, and the other additional roles that we give the students and the opportunities that we give the students, we can nourish y'all in all these four different aspects, beginning with the technical and the non-technical skills, which includes the laboratory skills, which we give into the students in terms of all our courses that are there, the analytical skills, since we have our students participating with us faculty into the research, they also develop several analytical skills. Students also are involved in writing publications along with faculties. So again, giving them a hands-on to the writing skills. We organize several national and international programs wherein we give students the opportunity for organizing them, thereby helping them develop their communication and their organizational skills. So these all include some of the technical skills that we, technical and non-technical skills that we provide. The knowledge, so the subject knowledge that you generally get, biotech and the bioinformatics knowledge. Apart from that, as I already told you, we at our institute are more research driven, wherein all and every faculty participates in research, and along with the faculties, the students also participate in research. So it's not just the subject knowledge that you get, the research knowledge, the latest updates that you have. And today, the government policies and all have a lot to do with the environmental sustainability aspect. So whatever y'all are studying or whatever y'all are doing, we see to it that the environmental sustainability aspect is also inculcated in you. Then moving on to your personality, I have at least experienced that, when a student comes in after the 12th standard or maybe after your BSc from a different college, I have seen some of them are very confident, they are very good, but some of them are very hesitant to even talk or give answers in the class. But once they pass out, once they finish their 3-year or a 4-year course, 99% of the students, I can say, have become more confident, more independent. They have the ability to work independently also. At the same time, they gain the ability to work as a team also. They have become excellent decision makers, and they are very proactive in gaining or taking up responsibilities. Coming to the behavioral and the values, we also see to it that each and every student have also passed in and they pass out with ethical values, punctuality, the basic manners, and they also have an attitude of helping others. So these are the 4 different aspects in which we nourish you. So Amity University was started up under the leadership of Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan. He is the founder president of Ritanand Baldev Education Foundation, and he is also the president for Foundation of Amity Institutes and the sponsoring bodies, the other institutes that are there. We have around 9 universities located in India and abroad with around 150 institutes, 300 plus programs, 4,500 academicians, researchers. We have UGC recognition, AICTE recognition, as well as the necessary recognition from all the different bodies. Now coming on to Amity University, Mumbai. So as you all have already gone through the video, this is how our campus looks, and it is much beautiful when you actually view it live. So it's a 30-acre campus, which is located in near the Mumbai-Pune highway region. So you can actually see the campus if you are traveling that route. It was established in under the Act of Maharashtra Government Act of 2014, and it has got recognition from UGC for Section 2F. The other salient features includes it has got facilities for all different kinds of sports, including tennis, cricket, football, etc. It has got very high student-centric facilities, which includes the medical center, the laundry options, the ATMs, the food plazas that are there. It has got hostel facilities separately for boys and girls. There are around 17 schools or institutes that are there in the science and the non-science background altogether, which offer various different courses ranging from UG, PG, as well as the PhD. Now coming to our institute, that is Amity Institute of Biotechnology. It started off in 2014, and we have several courses, the UG, PG, as well as the PhD courses. It's a very unique curriculum, and we have also seen to it that we do take updates from the industry and the research personnel in developing the curriculum or in inculcating some of the elective aspects in the curriculum, because only then will we come to know what is the demand from that industry, what is the demand from the research organizations. We have well-equipped labs. All our faculties are here with a PhD. So that is what I said. We are more research driven. So we also see to it that our students also have a knowledge in terms of research. And all our faculties are from very diverse specialization, again adding on to the value for an interdisciplinary research. We have faculties who have also done their postdoc from international institutes, and also they have high research experience. We have faculties with Ramalinga Fellows. We also have industry and government funded projects with us. These are the several courses that are offered by Amity Institute of Biotechnology. You have a graduate course, which is a BSc Honors in Biotechnology, a BTech in Biotechnology, a BTech MTech, which is an integrated degree or dual degree in biotechnology, which is a 4-year degree. BSc is a 3-year degree, and the BTech is a 4-year degree. Sorry, BTech integrated is a 5-year degree. Then you have your post-graduation, which includes your MSc in biotechnology, MTech in biotechnology, MTech in food biotechnology, and MTech in environmental biotechnology. Apart from the graduate and postgraduate, we also offer PhD programs in biotechnology, which is a full-time as well as a part-time PhD program. Now coming to the USPs of our institute, we have a choice-based credit system, which gives students the flexibility to choose in their electives that they are interested in, depending on their particular interest. As I already told you all, we are industry and research driven curriculum, wherein we see to it that we are updating a curriculum quite often. We have minor track. So minor track is something which comes into a UG. So once you have entered your BTech or your BSc, it is an additional skill that you can pursue depending on your hobby or depending on your field of interest. Like we have minor tracks that are being offered in photography. So if a biotechnology student is interested in pursuing that related to photography, they can go in for that. We also have minor track for MBA. So if a biotechnology student is interested in pursuing some managerial related things in during his BTech and the BSc, they can pursue that also. So that adds on to the skills apart from the actual degree that he is receiving. We also have foreign language. So we offer German, French, and Spanish. These 3 languages are something which is a requirement if you are applying for your MS in your in some of these European institutes. And this will provide you a plus into wherever you are applying in for. We have behavioral science. So as I said, we also put in values related to ethics and behavior. And we also have English, that is communication skills, which again helps you with your communication in terms of speaking as well as writing. And as I told you all, we do involve our students all throughout in our research projects as well as the industry projects that we have. And we have something called as a term paper, which again helps the student get insight into how do you write a review article. And we have many students who have published their term papers in very high journals, impact factor journals, or very, very reputed journals that are there throughout. And we also have an Amity incubator cell. So if any student is, interested or has a very brilliant idea which can be taken forward, so that is also supported by the Amity incubator cell. The other USP that we have is something called as a summer internship. So it is something which comes in your, after your year, 2 semesters. So mostly in case of the BTech, it comes after 4 semesters. That is, once you finish your second year, your summer internship will be June and July. These are the 2 months wherein your summer internship generally comes in. So we normally start our session from August, and it goes on from August till the December for your first semester, and again from Jan to May in your second semester. So June, July, these are the 2 months which is devoted for summer internship. Again, this, as I said, for your BTech, it is something which comes twice. in your fourth semester and your sixth semester. If you go in for your dual degree, it will come thrice in your fourth, sixth, and the eighth semester. In the BSc, again in your second and your fourth semester. And in your PG, it comes after your second semester. So this summer internship offers the student an additional advantage of gaining knowledge onto the companies or the research institutes for them to support for your 6-month internship. So we do ask the students to get into a research institute. Otherwise, the student can also do a training in a pharma company or a research organization or a hospital also for their summer internship. The 6-month project work is also a part of the curriculum. So this is something which is there commonly all throughout any of the universities, wherein your final 6 months would be devoted for your hands-on project. So this project work can be done in-house, it can be done in an industry, it can be done in a research organization. And again, as I said, it can be done in the same place where you have done your summer internship. So that is again after your 10th semester in case of your BTech and MTech dual degree. They have two projects. One would be an internal project and the other would be an external project. That is in your 10th semester. The BTech has it once after the 8th semester, that is a final semester. The BSc has it in the 6th semester, which is again an in-house project. And the PG have it in their 4th semester. So to help you with all these research facilities, we also have a very good infrastructure in terms of laboratory facilities specific to the work that is done. Apart from that, we also have very good high-end instruments, which generally helps the student in gaining access to know what is it that can be done with the help of instrument. What is it that I can analyze? How is it I can analyze the data? And we do allow the students to use these instruments also for their research work as well as for their practical work. So this is just a glimpse to some of the laboratories that we have: the molecular biology laboratory, the biochemistry laboratory, the microbiology laboratory, the plant tissue culture laboratory, the proteomics lab, the environmental lab, the industrial lab, and the bioinformatics lab. Along with this, we also receive fundings from the government as well as the industrial personnel. So we have our faculties as well as the students. So that is the best part of it, that we have students who are getting involved in these in carrying out the research for the industry as well as for the government related projects, wherein they get an hands-on to the things that is to be done. And with the help of these involvements, many of our students have successfully published very good research papers or publications, which includes papers, which includes review articles. So as I said, there are students who have published their term papers also, which include book chapters. All of this are published by our students along with our faculty, which again adds on to the CV. Because as I said, when you are talking about skills and the technical skills, the writing skills, the communication skill, publication is a part wherein it is a proof which shows that, okay, you have got the writing skill for scientific writing. Then moving on to our student achievements, we have students getting involved in curricular as well as co-curricular activities. Many of our students have won prizes in several national as well as international level competitions that were held. Many of our students have also enrolled themselves for their MS degree, which has been sponsored via a fellowship. So it has been either a state level fellowship, like for some of these students, which includes the Louisiana State Fellowship that is there, and the Uppsala Fellowship that some of these students have received. Some of them have also received the Erasmus Mundus Fellowship. So we also train the students on, we also help and train the students onto writing and getting these fellowships. As I said, we have several faculties who have done their research postdoctoral fellowships from international universities. So we have these faculties who help the students, getting these fellowships. So it becomes very easy for them for pursuing their MS in international universities. At the same time, we also have our students performing quite well in several international platforms also, wherein they have presented their own research work. They have got volunteered, they have participated as a volunteer in a global level project. They have also won fellowships for their summer internship. So as I was talking to you all about the summer internship, which is in June and July, several of our students have also placed themselves with fellowships in these international institutes. Our students have also shown their skills by winning prizes at several conferences which have been organized. And this is one important thing that I would like to tell you all. In most of these conferences, you do have PhD students, presenting their data that they have done. And in terms of that, we have had our BTech as well as the MTech students participating and winning prizes. So that is something which was appreciated by everyone. And that is something which has motivated us also to allow students from their BTech itself or from their undergraduate level itself to participate into research activities. So all this helps in, adding on to your CV. The more skills and the more, additional performance aspects you can add in your CV, the better is the CV seen by a recruiter. So we have students who have been placed in for their dissertations also, for the 6 months work also with stipend. So as well as we already saw in case of summer internships also, there are students who are placed. But for the 6 months dissertations also, we have students who have placed in with a very good stipend that they have received. These are some of the companies for this present year wherein our students are absorbed for carrying out their 6-month dissertation work, which includes research institute as well as certain industries also. So at Amity, we provide 100% placement assistance to the student, which is a 2-tier system. So there is a central university level assistance that is provided and a placement drive that is provided. And there is a CRC, Corporate Research Center, which has been established at Amity University, which helps students in assistance with their making of their CV, as well as putting forward their CV, as well as calling the companies, as well as arranging several talks with the company so that you will know exactly what is it that the company is looking for on you after say 4 years or your 3 years of your degree. So what are the additional skills that you need to pursue? Because biotechnology as a subject, we all would be teaching you all and we will be giving you all these skills and the knowledge related to that. But as I said today, apart from the knowledge, there are several other aspects also that a company looks into when they are recruiting a student. So this is a general graph as to the number of students who have been placed through the placement cell from 2017 onwards and up to 2020, that is last year. We also have students this year who have been placed before they have completed their degree also. So many a times it has happened that, students wherein they have done the 6 months internship, because of the qualities that they have got and which was well appreciated by the company people, they have offered them jobs in that same company itself. Apart from that, there are other companies also wherein our students have been placed. So if you look onto an average, we can, from Amity generally, we have seen that 50% of the students pursue their higher studies, 20% do go in R&D jobs as well as research sectors, 15% do go in sales and marketing, and I have experienced that, people who do go in their sales and marketing, after a certain period of time, they have also set up their own company, because that is again something which some students have in mind beforehand. Okay, because today we have already seen how much a diagnostic company has become a boom in the market and how much they have gained up in the market. So they have gotten to sales and marketing also, and 10% do go in for data management as well as clinical sectors also, and 5% also pursue a different subject, maybe a MBA or a diploma they may switch over. So that is what has been a general trend that is seen in our institute. So now if you look at your career tree in biotechnology, you can put yourself anywhere. So once you have decided the what, why, how, where, so now you can actually, after gaining the 4 skills that I was talking about, your technical skills, your knowledge, your ethical, behavioral skills, as well as your personality, you can place yourself anywhere on this tree. And in today's pandemic, we have already seen that there is a very high opportunity that has been available, that is being available in the field of biotechnology. So you can see a boom in the market of biotechnology for over 10 years, at least a minimum of 10-year period. So you can choose any particular field. So it's not just restricted to the PhD or a teacher's profile or professor profile. It has now moved on to sectors which involves the public health, the data scientist, the analyst, the bioinformaticians. So depending on your skills, your interest, and your networks that you have, you can see yourself anywhere into this particular tree. So with this, I wish all of you all very best in your career choice as well as your future. And I would like to move ahead to Ganesh to take it over from here.
Yes, I would like to thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful guidance. And I'm sure all the aspirants are now very clear about what all opportunities they have in biotech as their career. So, if any participants have any questions, they may ask now. And I will keep the forum open for questions. Anybody for questions? Okay. Well, I don't think there is anyone who can.
Questions, I think, posted in the Q&A.
Yeah, I will take off a few questions, I think, which are more of a common this thing. Okay. So someone is asking I mean, it's an anonymous attendee, I don't know his name. So he's asking what is the ongoing research happening in biotechnology right now? In any specific domains, if that is what he.
So if there is no specific EA, I can say the present research that is happening is development of vaccines. That is one area which is a very, very booming sector today. And it is vaccines not just for coronavirus, it is vaccines for several other issues also. Like for HIV also, we know that there is no cure that is available. So for especially for diseases which cannot be cured, it has to be prevented, and the only way in which it can be prevented is through vaccines. So the present research, I can say, considering the present situation, is related to vaccine, but it is not just related to vaccines. You have, with the advent of climate change and the issues related to climate change, if we want to see ourselves and our children secured in the next 5 years, we have to see that we go in for sustainable measures. So in sustainable measures also, I can give you one example related to bioplastics. So that is again a biotechnological application that is going on in today's field related to bioplastics. I hope I have answered your question.
Absolutely, yes, yes, ma'am. So somebody is asking, and this is, I think, a very common question among the students or aspirants, is what exactly the difference between BSc and BTech, and which one should they prefer?
What exactly is the difference between
BSc Biotech and BTech Biotech, and which is better for choose?
So, BSc Biotech, if I would like say, is something which is related to more of basics, and mostly the people who wish to see themselves as research scientist. Those are the students who prefer to have BSc because there is a lot of basics and involved, and there is less of mathematics or engineering aspects that is there in case of the BTech degree, which has the initial 1 year of your BTech degree. You will have fields related to engineering that you generally learn, which includes computer related field, electrical engineering. So these are the things that are taught in case of the BTech biotechnology. So generally, if you are interested I cannot actually say that, BSc Biotechnology is not an applied field and only BTech is an applied field. Both are two different fields with two different options. So it is again depending on whether you want to have a 3-year career choice or whether you want to have a 4-year career choice, and what is it that you see yourself as after those 4 years. So I would advise you all that depending on what you all have thought, just go through the ads that are mentioned and just see what is it that they are asking. So if for example, I have seen ads wherein people say they have a requirement for a research fellow, and the essential qualifications include a MSc or a MTech, or in some ads they have mentioned only an MSc or only an MTech. So for example, like for in case of BRC and all, they take MTech students, but at the same time, depending on some ads that come in, they also opt for MSc students. So again, it is on what is it that you wish to have. And if you don't wish to learn engineering subjects and more of mathematics, if you feel you are very, very weak in mathematics, then you can go in for your BSc.
All right, yes. Okay, so we'll take one more question. Okay, so somebody is asking about, I think his name is Parikshit. So Parikshit is asking about MBA in healthcare management if he wants to do after BTech Biotech, and what is the future aspects in terms of field growth and salary?
Okay, so I guess Parikshit, you must be aware that as such, in case of an MBA, the salary that is offered is quite good. And I can give you an example of my friend who pursued his, he did his BSc, and after his BSc, he opted for doing a job, and along with the job, he did an MBA. So now he is owner of a company which actually sells these medical, devices and all those equipments that are there. So it is again depending on whether you want to stay in that managerial level or whether you want to move ahead with your own setup. And definitely when you're talking about healthcare system today, there are healthcare management is again a career which is very booming, because everyone, including the government, including the private, they would like to know that, okay, for a population of so and so, how many vaccines should be made and how many should be administered, how is it that I'm going to manage the hospital crowd that comes in. So all this is involved in healthcare management. And it's not like you have to have a biotechnology for your healthcare management, but then let me tell you, they do prefer students with a science background and a biotechnology background for your healthcare management ahead.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering this question. Ma'am, would you like to take some more questions, or shall I start with the admission process?
I can take some more questions if it is required, or maybe you can move on to the admission procedure and then we can go on to the.
Okay. Yeah, so I think many aspirants are asking a lot of questions about the admissions process and the admission process. So all you have to do is just visit www.amity.edu/Mumbai. The website is flashing on the screen right now. All right. And all you have to do is just fill up the online application form, which is completely free. Okay. So there are no charges for the application form. Right. So submit the documents, whatever is required, and check the registration of your form within 24 hours upon your submission. Right. So as far as the undergraduate programs are concerned, like BSc, there we are giving direct admissions. There is no interview or no written examination for this. Talking about the BTech program and the BTech plus MTech dual degree program, once you submit the application, we are taking an interview, mostly a telephonic interview because because of the limitations right now. So the interview, you will either be selected or not selected, right? So the moment you get selected, you will be getting a provisional admission letter within 24 hours on your email and on your microsite. So that is a very simple process in any program that you apply. So apart from this, we also have scholarship schemes for the undergrad and the postgrad students. Uh, Ma'am, okay, yeah. So you can see on the slide, there are three slabs: 100% scholarship, 50% scholarship, and 25% scholarship. So if any aspirant is scoring 93% aggregate and above in their 12th standard, so there are certain subjects that are not considered like vocational or non-written subjects. So if you're scoring anything about 93 and above, then we are offering 100% scholarship on the tuition fees for the first year. Similarly, we are offering 50% scholarship if you're scoring anywhere above 88 percentage in aggregate in 12th, and 25% scholarship if you're scoring anywhere above say 75 and above 75 actually. So this is on admission scholarship criteria. We also have the continuation scholarship criteria also. You will be able to understand that in detail once you are a bona fide student of Amity University, Mumbai. So moving on to the scholarship schemes for PG, we have two criteria for that. That's 100% and 50%. As we spoke for the UG, same is for the PG. So moving on to the last slide, ma'am, if you could just change the slide. Yeah. So if anyone has any queries regarding the admissions process or anything pertaining to biotechnology, my name is Ganesh Shinde. This is my contact number and this is my email address. I suggest you note it down. If you have any queries, academic or otherwise, please feel free to either contact me through WhatsApp, call, or email. Fine. So, ma'am, I think we can close the session right now.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. So I think we can close the session now.
Yeah, we can close the session. If you want, I can answer a few more questions if they are,
Let me check if there are any more questions that we can take up. Okay.
Okay.
Yashita is asking, is PhD important to advance in biotech? She has heard that PhDs are considered as overqualified nowadays, and many people advise against doing it.
Okay, PhD is a highly qualified degree, not a overqualified degree. It again depends on the choice of career that you make. So as I said, if you intend to go in to become a professor, in that case PhD is considered as a important aspect. But at the same time, if you wish to pursue or have job related to a data analysis or a research analysis, so in those cases PhD is not considered as a compulsory aspect. Or even for if you want to just go in for your research also, you just have to do your masters, and then you can enroll in as a research fellow or a research assistant, which is offered. And then you can decide whether you would like to move to further doing your PhD, depending on what is it that is there in your mind, or else you can switch over. Or else, I have seen students after their MTech also, after 5 years or 6 years, they then think, okay, if I am in this company, I'm doing I'm working in this company, so maybe for a higher level I would have to go in for a PhD. But it is not compulsory in an industry and all. It is not at all compulsory to have a PhD. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, yes. Okay, fine. So anything else, ma'am, you would like to add up before we end the session today?
I'm also just checking some of the questions that are come up. So I didn't study bio in my 11th and 12th.
Yeah.
So can I still pursue my BTech in biotechnology? Yes, you can surely pursue your BTech in biotechnology even without the bio subject. I can give you an example of a student that I just remembered. His pic was also shown. So you can consider him as a USP for us. he did not do his biotech. He did not have biology as a background, but he had mathematics as a background, and he's a topper of his batch. So it is not necessary that you should be having a bio background. You can obviously enhance your skills by several courses that are available in Coursera and edX that would give you an added advantage. So it's not like, things won't be difficult for you. They would be a little difficult as compared to the other students. But definitely today in the pandemic era, I would highly advise you go to Coursera, go to edX platforms, see which courses you can do, see which courses you can pursue. If you have decided that, yes, I would like to go in for a biotechnology course. How can I join for summer internship? Okay. For summer internships, as I said, we have a CRC cell, and we also have the placement cell at our institute, which would help you and guide you for your summer internship. So it again depends on the student's preference as to where they wish to go. Do they wish to go in an industry or a research institute? Sometimes in research institutes, they don't entertain the BTech students for 2 months because it's a very small period that they have. So as I said, in your case, you can even go in for a training, which can be of a 2-month period. Or else there are students who also work on several research projects in our department itself. If things normalize, once things normalize, we have our departmental facilities also, wherein students have done their summer internship and they have, published and gotten a very good, aspects and performance level in their CVs. So you can do that also. Which field is researched upon at Amity? At our institute, as I said, we have faculties with specialization in micros, faculties with specialization in environment, in cancer, in stem cells. So depending on the faculties, their fields also develop. So it is up to you which is of your interest. That is not something which initially students realize. So maybe after a year or so, students would realize, maybe this is of my interest. Maybe biochemistry is something which interests me. Maybe molecular biology is something which interests me. So then accordingly, you can go to that faculty, or you can, do in some add-on courses related to that aspect of your interest also. What is the admission procedure for MTech in food biotechnology? I think it has been answered by Ganesh. So if there is any other query also, you can talk to him related to admissions. Your process is the same. You'll have to go into the portal and apply. I think Ganesh, we are done with most.
Yes, I think we have pretty much answered all the questions. Yes, ma'am. Anything else you would like to add up before we close?
Maybe just if you all are from your UG, I guess your 12th standard exams are postponed. So as I always tell my students, the more you learn, the more you earn. So you should never stop learning. Please see to it that there are several platforms. Some of the platforms that I would be telling you all: Udemy, Coursera, edX. Go to these platforms. You all do learn things related to your 12th and all, but do it through these aspects also, so that you will get a general insight of what are the things that are presently in the market, which is these courses that have been rated the highest. As well as you can also, even for the PG students, I would advise the same, and keep yourself updated with the news that comes in on a daily basis. So that's it. Thank you. And all the very best. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing such wisdom. And I thank each and every aspirant to be part of today's webinar. I repeat, if you have any queries or questions or doubts pertaining to admissions, my name is Ganesh. Kindly note down my number. It's 8850 674799. My email address is gdshinde, G for Goa, D for Delhi, shinde @mum.amity.edu. Thank you so much. Thank you.